Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Molly here. Hey. Okay, y'all, listen. I have not made a video in like how long? I've been in a reading slump again. I don't even know how many reading slumps I've been in. Too many to count, honestly. Hopefully this hat is okay. I've just trying something new. Okay, so I've been away because in a reading slump, so why not bring a book haul to you guys? So I'm gonna be doing my August book haul because I have not done that yet. I didn't buy any books in September, so nor October because a reading slump. Okay, all right, y'all, listen. Let's just get started. I have 10 books to get through, so we're gonna start with this. Okay, why am I so awkward and weird? Okay, all right, let's get started. Enough rambling, enough. Okay, the first book I have to show you is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. So this book is about this girl, Eden, and one night her brother's best friend rapes her, and now she has to deal with all that. What Eden once loved, who she once loved, she now hates. She hates the person, obviously, because the dude raped her. And what she thought was the truth are now lies. Nothing makes sense anymore, and she knows she's supposed to tell someone what happened, but she can't. She buries it deep. She buries it instead, so she's not like telling anyone that her brother's best friend raped her one night, and she has to deal with that all on her own. And it's like the story of like how she deals with it, and she has to like navigate life now because of what happened that night with her brother's best friend and everything. And like there's friendships being broken and being rebuilt, and like all this stuff is happening. So she has to face the thing of like she has to deal with all of it stuff, all of that, like what happened to her, and now she has to deal with her new life, not her new life, but now she has to deal with that trauma and everything, and what she thought was true is now lies, and just all these things are happening in her life now because of that one action that her brother's best friend did. So yeah, so it's just all about yeah, so that's what this book is about. I knew that I found this book from Emma Books. Read this book. It deals with deals with trauma, so, and trauma forms mental illnesses, so it does deal with that, and just she has to overcome that now. So yeah, so this is the first book I got in August, and all these books are thrifted. So I didn't get, these are all second-hand books. I got them mostly, I think, from Goodwill. So yeah, I only shop at Goodwill or like Books Million, Barnes & Noble. I don't really shop it. I have like one other like used bookstore, but I don't really shop there. I shopped there one time, but I have to go again to see what they have and everything. So yeah. And the next book I got was from Goodwill, and it is The Toll by Neal Shusterman. So this is the third book in the Scythe trilogy. I don't know if there's going to be more books than 3. I don't know. I have the second one already, Thunderhead, but I saw this one, the third one, at Goodwill, and I was like, okay, I definitely have to have it. I have the second one. I have to have the third one because, you know, I have the first 2 in paperback, so this one's hardback, because I don't know if The Toll even comes out in paperback yet. But I was like, you know what, I have to have it. So yeah, and I don't want to spoil myself. for it. But if you want to know, the first one, Scythe. Do I have Scythe? Scythe is right here. This is Scythe. It's all about these Scythes that have, okay. I have to like explain the first book for y'all. Scythe is all about, you don't die, basically. You don't die. You can keep living over and over again. You can be a toddler and you're like, oh, I want to be a baby again. Or you grow old, oh, I want to be a teenager again. So you have these chances of, sorry, I'm trying to fix my hat. I don't ever wear hats. It's weird sometimes for me. I want you to see my face, but sometimes I don't because I have 2 pimples here. And I'm trying to cover them. So yeah, so they have these things called Scythes, and Scythes can kill people. They have the ability to kill people. So due to not overpopulating the world, since no one dies, they go out and kill people at random to not overpopulate the world. So they go out, kill people, and you have to be recruited to be a Scythe. It is a job, but you have to be, you have to not love killing. There's like all these requirements once you become a Scythe and everything. So there's these 2, a boy and a girl. They are apprentices, so they are training to be Scythes, and you may or may not, at the end of your training, at the end of the thing, you may or may not become a Scythe. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to, but that's kind of like the premise of the first book. And so I have the third one, The Toll, and then the second one is Thunderhead, which I really want to read that because the first one really like left off where I'm like, oh my gosh, I was shook. I did not see that coming at all, so I was shook, and so I really want to know what happened, so I have to read the second one someday. So yeah, but this is The Toll, the third one. So yeah, and I got a paperback, and it's big. It's a big book, and it's not even heavy. Like, the size of this, there's like, okay, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas, like, is heavy, but this, A Court of Mist and Fury is a little bit bigger than this one, but this one's not. This one's like light. It's not even that heavy, honestly. So yeah, the next book I got, I've already read this, but I saw this at Goodwill and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this edition, and I want to get like multiple editions of this series because there's a lot of editions in this series. And the next, it's the final book, but that's the one I saw, so I had to get it. And that is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. I got this at Goodwill as well, and I think this is the British hardback edition, first edition maybe? I don't know. J.K. Rowling's on the back. So I don't know if, I think this is the first edition. 2007, so, well, I'll see, 2007, I'm so dumb. Okay, first published in Great Britain. So I think this is the very first edition of the British hardback. I'm pretty sure. That's my guess. So, yeah. So, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. You have the Horcrux on it and everything. And, yeah. So, I really want to, I guess, now collect these editions. And I was like, oh my gosh. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a different edition. Ah, I have to have it. So, I got it. So now I have to collect them. I don't have to. I could just have Deathly Hallows in this edition. I have it in paperback. I only have 1, 2, 3 of the Harry Potter books in the American hardbacks. I want to get them all, and then I have them all in paperback. No, I don't have Chamber of Secrets in paperback. I did, but then I got rid of it. So, okay, it was the small one, the Marks, not Marks. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, so I want to collect all of the hardbacks for Harry Potter. So, like in the American editions. And then now I guess I have to collect the hardbacks in the British editions. Ah! So, yeah. And the next book I got was Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen. I've never read a Sarah Dessen book before, so I don't really know I don't know anything about her writing, if I'll like it or not. So this will be, I think this is my only Sarah Dessen book that I do have. So yeah, so I hope it's good. It's about never underestimate the power of friendship. When Collie goes to spend the summer at the beach, she doesn't expect much. But Collie didn't count on meeting Morgan and Isabel. Through them, she learns what true friendship is all about and finally starts to realize her potential. And that just might open the door to her first chance at love. So basically, this girl, Collie, it's C-O-L-I-E. I think it's Collie. I'm always bad at names. So I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly. So it's about this girl, Collie. She goes to this beach over the summer and she meets these two girls, Morgan and Isabel. And it might open the door for her first chance at love during the summer. So that's what it's about. And you have on the cover fireworks, and then you have the dock, and then you have the people and everything. So, oh, there is a Gallery book. So yeah, I heard that Sarah Dessen is a good writer, so I hope she is. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Book Babbles? Heather. I think that's her name, Heather, at Book Babbles. I'm pretty sure this is her, that she loves Sarah Dessen books. So I always like hear her talking about Sarah Dessen because she's like she loves reading like contemporary books. So yeah. And I think Sarah Dessen might be it's not adult. I think it's young adult that Sarah writes. Honestly, I don't know too much about Sarah Dessen, but I know that Sarah Dessen is a beloved author and people like her stories, so I'm hoping this is a good book and I can try more Sarah Dessen books. So yeah. And the next book I got is Girl Stolen by April Henry. I got this at Goodwill as well. It's all about 16-year-old Cheyenne, I think it's Cheyenne Wilder is sleeping in the back of the car while her stepmom fills a prescription for antibiotics. Before Cheyenne really realizes what's happening, the car is being stolen. Griffin hadn't meant to kidnap Cheyenne, but once his dad finds out that Cheyenne's father is the president of a powerful corporation, everything changes. Now there's a reason to keep her. How will Cheyenne survive this nightmare? Because she's not only sick with pneumonia, but she's blind. Oh, I forgot about that. So it's about this girl Cheyenne, and she gets kidnapped, and she has pneumonia, and she's blind, and she has a rich father of this big corporation, and now I guess they want money for her. So yeah, it sounds really interesting, and so it adds to a collection of like thriller, kidnapping stories, horror, like any of those. I really like those. I like thriller, suspenseful horror books. So I think this is like a, what do you even define thriller, honestly? What do you define as thriller? I don't think so. I can't remember. Honestly, I don't know. Where's my phone? Wait, where is my phone? I don't have it. This is not good. Where is my phone? Where is my phone? Oh my gosh. I thought I lost my phone and I almost freaked out because I'm home alone and my dad's at work, and if I lost my phone, there's no way to tell him to call my phone. I almost had a heart attack. That would not have been good at all. I would have freaked out. I think I would all I want to do is look up on Goodreads what this would be. That's all I'm trying to do. And I almost lost my phone. Oh my gosh. I literally would have, I think I would have literally died. It's a mystery, thriller, realistic fiction, suspense. So it's in the category of thriller, mystery, and suspense. So, oh yeah, I like mystery books as well. So, oh, it's been, I don't know. Oh, you don't even see that, but it's fine. I have another book. This book, I don't know why I'm showing this. It's called The List. I was at Disney and it was like, we put our ponchos in the bag and I had this book in the bag, and it like got like completely ruined because it was like water damage and it was bent, it ripped. So that happened. So it's not, it looks worse in person. But yeah, so that's what this is. It's a mystery suspense thriller. So yeah. And the next book I've already read this book. I got it from the library, like, and I read it for just to have it, just to read it, you know, whatever. So I got it from the library, but now I own it. So, and that book is The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and she's also the author of Everything Everything. This book is about this girl, Natasha, and she is Jamaican, and she lives in New York City. She meets a cute boy, but the thing is that her family is sadly being deported back to Jamaica because I can't remember why her family is being deported back to Jamaica, but just know that her family is being deported back to Jamaica, sadly. And then she meets this boy, his name's Daniel, and then Daniel is this Asian boy where his parents want him to be successful. His parents have like a lot of high expectations. He wants something else for his life instead of going to college and not going to college, but living up to these high expectations that his parents have. And then he meets this girl, Natasha, and they fell in love at first sight. And yeah, so it's their journey in New York City, right? 12 hours before Natasha has to go back to Jamaica, and everything when her family goes back to Jamaica, and then Daniel goes back to his normal life. But in these 12 hours they like fall in love, and like all these things happen, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And yeah, so I really like this book. It's really good. It made me I think I teared up a little bit, or like I was very sad at the very end of the book. It was very emotional, so let me tell you that. So and this is also a movie. I really want to see the movie because I really love the book. I love Nicola Yoon's writing and just her books in general. I don't know if there's any more books that she's written except these two. I cannot remember. I know Everything, and then The Sun Is Also the Star. I don't know if she has any other books. I cannot remember on the top of my head. But if she does, I totally have to check them out and everything. But I'm not sure. But I really want to see this movie. So, yeah. So I really recommend this book, and I really recommend Nicola Yoon. If you've not checked her out, you guys totally need to, because she is amazing. Like, I love her writing style. It's like, I feel like sometimes her writing style can be like quick paced, so I got through everything in this book like pretty quickly, but I really enjoyed that sometimes. Sometimes like other authors like draw out the story. I'm like, okay, come on, let's get to the point a little bit. So my camera stopped recording, so here we are again. But yeah, so I really want to reread two of her, I reread Nicola Yoon's Everything. I read it and then I reread it, and I really want to read them again. I want to reread this one as well, so yeah, one day. Well, but I need to get through my huge TBR first, so yeah. And the next book I have is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. So this book is not really popular or anything. I mean, a lot of these books aren't really that popular that I'm showing you. But I love underhyped books because I love unappreciated books. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never heard of this before. And I read the synopsis and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have this book. Even though it's not hyped and no one talks about it, I'm like, at least like I heard one person talk about it, or I heard no one talk about it ever on BookTube, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get this, because I don't care if it's hyped or not, I will still get the book, because if the synopsis is really cool, I will get it. And I mean, that's in general with every single book. What am I talking about? Molly, be quiet. Okay, y'all. So I heard about this book from Haley in Bookland. She read this like a couple of years ago, and I don't remember her opinions on this book, but 1,000 Pieces of You. Let me just read the back because I don't really know too much about this book. So, 1,000 lives, 1,000 possibilities, one fate. I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name. Marguerite. Honestly, I don't know. Whatever her name is. Kane grew up surrounded by cutting-edge scientific theories thanks to her brilliant physicist parents. Yet nothing is more outstanding than her mother's latest invention, a device called the Firebud. But I swear, every time I film a video, I cannot speak, and I do not know why. I mean, I can't speak in general in real life half the time. Okay, called the Firebud, but I'm gonna do it again. Firebird that allows people to leap into alternate dimensions. Alternate dimensions when whatever this girl's name is, a father is murdered. All the evidence points to one person, Paul, her parents' egomaniac star student. Before the law can touch him, Paul slips into another dimension, having committed what seems like the perfect crime, but he didn't count on whatever her name is. With the help of another physics student, Theo, whatever her name is, chases Paul through various dimensions. In each new world, whatever her name is, leaps into she meets another version of Paul, that her doubting his guilt and questioning her heart. Soon she is swept into an epic love affair as dangerous as it is irresistible. So there is this invention, the Firebird, that her parents invented because they're physicists. And then her father is murdered. And there's this guy Paul, and he's running from the police, and she's chasing after him, going into different dimensions, and it sounds really cool. I kind of forgot what it was about. Okay, so yeah, so they're just basically jumping through different dimensions and everything. So yeah, the next, okay, let me just not drop the book. Okay, the next book I have is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I found this book from Books and Lala through her. She was doing, I don't remember why she read this book, but it was through a video. Obviously, it was through a video. What else would it be through? I made her Bookstagram. Okay, this is what the book is about. Kristen Raimondi will never forget the night Arthur Leonard, the famous Hollywood actor, had a heart attack on stage during production of King Lear. That was also the night when a devastating flu pandemic arrived in the city, and within weeks, civilization as we know it came to an end. 20 years later, Kristen moves between the settlements of the alternated world with a small troupe of actors and musicians. They call themselves the Traveling Symphony. And they have decided themselves to keep the remains of art and humanity alive. But when they arrive in St. Deborah by the water, they encounter a violent prophet who will threaten the tiny band's existence. And as the story takes off, moving back and forth in time, vividly dissecting life before and after the pandemic, the strange twist of fate that connects them all will be revealed. So Station 11 is about this flu pandemic, aka the coronavirus. Just kidding, it's not the coronavirus. It's about this flu pandemic, and 20 years later, there's this group of, I literally read the thing to y'all. Why am I re-explaining? I don't understand. Why do I do this? I read it to you. Why am I re-explaining it? Okay, that's what Station 11 is. Flu pandemic, musicians travel the world, and something happens, and you know the deets. And I'm gonna stop the book again. The next book I have for y'all is Cyclone by Dorian Crony. Honestly, I don't know. What do you do after you blackmailed your cousin, the best cousin in the world, into doing something she really, really doesn't want to do, so that she does it anyway? And then something terrible, not gum in your hair terrible, but ends up in the hospital terrible, happens, and you know that it is all your fault. And now your cousin can't even speak. I forgot. I read that. Oh my gosh. But she can't talk. Then she can't tell anyone the terrible thing you've done, which makes you a little happy, but as even more terrible person than you were before. Meet Nora, blackmailer, worst cousin in Coney Island. Coney Island? Well, that's the thing. Cyclone by Dorian Crony. It's about this girl, Nora. She blackmails her cousin into doing something. We don't know what it is because it doesn't say in the synopsis. and she's doing something bad, and she goes to the hospital and she can't talk, and Nora thinks that's a good thing because no one can tell that Nora hurt her, or the cousin can't tell what Nora did to her, so basically she can't talk. And Coney Island? Coney, I think it's Coney Island. I think that's it. But yeah, that's the thing. And yeah. And the last and final book I got in August was Slay. Oh, there's hair on my book. Ew. That's disgusting. I mean, it's my hair, but Slay by Brittany Morris. So this book is about this black teen girl where she creates this video game, and I think it's, yeah, the video game called Slay, and you have to be invited into the video game, and you have to either know someone or you have to be invited in, and it's exclusive to only black people. And then like people get offended that it's only exclusive to black people, and all these things happen because of this video game, and people rise up. Or that's basically what it's about. This girl, what is her name? Kira Johnson. So basically she creates this video game, and it's only exclusive to black people, and people get mad because of it. And I think that was like a synopsis of like what I heard from someone. And it's like this like really like famous game, and it's only exclusive to like certain people, or like to only black people. You have to either know someone or be invited to play the game, I'm pretty sure. So, and Slay, that's the name of the game. Slay is labeled a racist, exclusivist, violent hub for thugs and criminals. And Kira faces potentially being sued for anti-white discrimination, and that's what I basically said, but in a different way of saying it. They say it's like anti-white, but and so they get mad and stuff happens, and she's in the fear of being sued because it's only black people that can play the game, and they think it's like only thugs that are playing it. It's racist and it's violent for thugs and criminals and all that. But the thing is, no one knows that Kira is the game developer. Like, no one knows that Kira developed the game. Not her friends, not her family, not even her boyfriend Malcolm, who believes video games are a distraction to keep the black man from becoming great. So no one knows who the game developer is. So yeah, I heard a lot of good things about this book, so I hope it's really good and that I enjoy it. So yeah, well, that is it for my August book haul for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, because if you did, make sure you use big old thumbs up, subscribe down below to see more of me if you enjoy my content, and also comment down below all the books you got in August, or what was your most anticipated book that you got in August that you would love to read. I love to know. And yeah, so that is it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!